Hello dear students, welcome you all in Chemistry Drive with Ravneet. Previously we have done with SN1 and SN2 reaction, mechanism of both these reactions and also the stereochemistry of SN1 and SN2 reaction. So in this video we are going to study about the potential energy curve of SN1 and SN2 reaction as well as the various factors that are affecting SN1 and SN2 reaction. So let's start. First of all, we are going to draw the potential energy curve for SN1 reaction. So as you all know that SN1 reaction it has a two-step mechanism, and in the very first step there is a formation of carbocation from your reactant, and that carbocation is formed when your leaving group it leaves your alkyl halide. And in this case, which alkyl halide you have to take in case of SN1 reaction? You have to take the tertiary halide. Because of the hindrance factors, the nucleophile can't easily attack on this alkyl halide, and therefore first of all your leaving group will leave this place, and then after this a carbocation is formed. And moreover, this step is a slow step. And why this step is a slow step? Because the activation energy which is required to form the carbocation from this alkyl halide, that is very high. As you can see this peak, that this is very high. EA1 is the activation energy for the first step, and here I have written the transition state 1. Transition state 1 is that state in which your leaving group is leaving the alkyl halide and your carbocation has started forming. So after this, from carbocation, what happened? There is the attack of nucleophile. So that attack of nucleophile will takes place at this transition state 2, in which your nucleophile is attaching to your carbocation, and the activation energy for this step is, you can see, EA2, that is lesser as compared to your EA1. So you can say EA1 is greater than EA2. The activation energy for the first step it is greater than the activation energy for the second step, and that's why the very first step is the slow step. As you can also see in the previous video that we have done the mechanism, and the second step it is the fast step, because the energy which is required to form the product, that are your alcohols, that is less. So now similarly we are going to draw the potential energy curve for your SN2 reaction. So SN2 reaction, as you all know, that is a single step reaction which involves the formation of a transition state, and in the transition state the nucleophile it is attaching to your that alkyl halide. So I am just drawing here. Here we are going to draw the alkyl halide plus water or any nucleophile which you are taking. Then here we are going to draw the transition state. So you know the transition state, your nucleophile have the partial negative charge because it is attaching to your carbon of alkyl halide, whereas your leaving group, here I have taken the chloro group, so it also have partial negative charge because it is leaving from your alkyl halide. So this is the transition state, and it is highly unstable. As you can see, it is at the very high energy. More the energy, lesser is the stability. So it is this transition state, it is highly unstable because in this case the carbon is pentavalent, has 5 bonds. So after this there is a formation of product, that is your alcohol, and Cl negative will leave the alkyl halide. So as you can see here, only we have one peak and there is only one activation energy. So that's why we haven't written any slow or fast step in case of your SN2 reaction. Okay, so one thing more you need to take into account, that in this case we are going to take the primary halide. So as I already told you that there is no steric hindrance in case of your primary halide, that's why your nucleophile can easily attack and you can get the product. So this is a potential energy curve for your SN2 reaction. Now let's start with the various factors affecting the SN1 and SN2 reaction. The very first factor is the nature of alkyl halide. Second is the nature of nucleophile or your solvent. Third factor is the nature of halogen or your leaving group. Then last factor is the effect of strength of nucleophile or nucleophilicity. So very first factor, let's focus on very first factor, that is the nature of alkyl halide. So in case we have the alkyl halide like this, that is tertiary, the carbon to which this leaving group is attached, it has the bulky group also attached to it. So in this case the reaction mechanism is always SN1, because in this case the nucleophile cannot readily attack on this carbon because of these bulky groups. So therefore it will prefer that your halogen, your leaving group, it could leave the alkyl halide, carbocation will form, the space will become empty, then your the solvent will attach to this carbon to form the product. In case of SN2 reaction, in case we have no steric hindrance, like in case of primary halide, so in this case your incoming nucleophile, it can easily attack on this carbon and your leaving group will leave from here because there are not the bulky groups attached over here. So that's why in this the mechanism followed is always SN2 mechanism. So keep in mind that in case we have steric hindrance, you can say steric hindrance in alkyl halide, then SN1 mechanism takes place. No steric hindrance, then SN2 mechanism takes place. Coming to the next factor is nature of nucleophile or solvent. When you talk about the nature of nucleophile or solvent, you have to specify that you are taking the polar solvent or you are taking the non-polar solvent. So if I draw the transition state, in case of SN1 and SN2 reaction, so you know this is alkyl halide and we have a transition state 1. I have drawn in the potential energy curve also. So I have the transition state like this. This is the first transition state that I have drawn in the potential energy curve. That is your carbocation. Okay, not the fully formed carbocation. There is a partial positive charge on the carbon and your leaving group has a partial negative charge. And this was a transition state for your SN2 reaction, in which your the solvent, it is attaching to the carbon and your leaving group, it was leaving this alkyl halide. So in this case we have partial negative charge on both these both these groups, OH and X group. So as you can see, the transition state is more polar in case of SN1 reaction. So remember, polar means there is a separation of charges. So separation of charges plus minus, as you can say, plus and negative, it is more in case of SN1 reaction. So polar solvent like water, polar solvents, they always stabilize your SN1 reaction, whereas there is no separation of charges like plus minus, there is only minus charge over here in the transition state in case of SN2 reaction. So non-polar solvent, they always stabilize the SN2 reaction. So this is a difference between your SN1 and SN2 reaction depending upon what kind of transition state is there. Coming to the next factor, that is the nature of the halogen, or you can say nature of the leaving group. So in case of SN1, as you know that carbocation is formed only after your leaving group leave the alkyl halide. So that's why SN1, it very much depends upon the nature of halogen. So readily the halogen leaves the alkyl halide, more readily is the carbocation form and more readily is the attack of your solvent, and you get the product. So in this case you should remember that the I negative, that is iodide ion, is the better leaving group than bromide, then chloride, and as compared to your fluoride. So this is a trend for your leaving group nature, for the nature of your halogen. So this is a better, you can say better or the best leaving group, and F negative, it is the poorest leaving group. So same is the trend will remain in case of your SN2 reaction, because SN2 also depends upon the nature of your halogen. And you know that when your solvent it attack on the carbon, then leaving group it leaves the alkyl halide. So same is the case in case of SN2 reaction. Then is the last factor, that is the strength of nucleophile, that which nucleophile will give readily its electron pair to this alkyl halide. So if in case of SN1, you should see the rate of reaction. The rate of reaction is independent of nucleophile. So this reaction, it doesn't depend upon the strength of nucleophile, whether your nucleophile give electron pair readily or not. So SN1 reaction, it is independent. About the strength of your nucleophile. That is, it doesn't depend upon the nucleophilicity of your solvent. Coming to this is rate is directly proportional to alkyl halide, as well as you can see the rate of reaction, it depends upon the concentration of nucleophile also. So it depends upon the strength of nucleophile. So more readily the your this solvent, it gives the electron pair to your alkyl halide, more readily is the formation of your product. So as you can see, there are three factors which you need to discuss under this point, effect of strength of nucleophile. The very first factor is that which nucleophile it gives readily the electron pair. So that trend is I negative, Br negative, Cl negative, and your F negative fluoride ion. Why? So in this case of F negative, you can see the size is smaller as compared to I negative. So bigger the size of the nucleophile, more easily it can polarize the other alkyl halide. The alkyl halide. So you can see in case of F negative, electrons pair, they are bound to the nucleus. So it doesn't easily donate the electron pair to any alkyl halide. So because of this, you can, the very first factor, that is polarizability, under this effect of strength of nucleophile, that it I negative donate easily its electron pair because of bigger size. The next factor is under this effect is solvation. Solvation means that that the nucleophile, it has to tackle the solvent molecule before reaching the alkyl halide. So F negative, being smaller in size, is highly solvated, that is, it forms the bonds with that of the water molecule. Before reaching the alkyl halide, needs to break those bonds. So that's why high solvation energy, or in this case F negative as compared to I negative, is also one of the factor that why I negative is the better nucleophile. Then only these are the factors which are affecting SN1 and SN2 reaction. So with this we are completed with the SN1 and SN2 stereochemistry, mechanism, potential energy curve, as well as the various factors. Thank you so much.